Did it break? Anyway, Garuda said, it's amazing how you have a story about dog shampoo, but the community has latched onto a fictional story about coffee. I think that's very interesting that I do have a story about using dog shampoo. And yet that wasn't a meme at all. Like that has never become a meme. Let me fix this. Ezra Vale, thank you for the 28 months. Joe Bungus, the fish, thank you for the 7 months. Tonic Element, thank you for the 2. Wait, what's the story? I haven't been here. You don't know the dog shampoo story? It's not real. It's made up. Another one of those chat jokes that just gets added onto the pile, dude. No factual basis to it. Hober Finkel, thank you for the 5 months. Dronzy, thank you for the 10 months. Lunarius Asterius, thank you for the 2 months. Oh, I'll put up a little timer for you. Oh, that says Outer Wilds DLC, doesn't it? Marketing Monday starts in, and I'll give myself, I think 22. I'll give myself 23. Wish me luck, Big A. I got my accounting midterm tomorrow. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You got this. Just cheat, you know? Like all good accountants, just fake it. Popaba, thank you for the 11 months. Finishing your Outer Wilds VODs, the debate at the industry is crazy. You like that shit? Nobody else will do that. No other streamer will give you a 3 a.m. debate on morality at the end of a video game. That's a one of a kind. That's a Atrioc classic. Atrioc, your actor missed my Reddit post. Maybe you could look at it. My actor. Listen, I paid him to do a job. If he didn't do the job, it's not my fault. I'll check it out. Who Dat Raid? My God, I didn't know Who Dat was back to streaming. What did you guys do today? Which Disney movie did you watch today? Honored to have a Who Dat Raid. Let me get the Erling. We watched Dune. There's no fucking shot. You guys watched Dune? You will get banned for that. You absolutely can't watch Dune. That's a full-length recent feature film. Dune 2's in theaters right now. There's just no way. The little Marketing Monday pre-show. What a king. What a king. Jolsky, thank you for 24 months. Alex Serpent, thank you for the 9 months. The second one, not the first. No, you're lying. You guys didn't watch the second Dune. You would get banned for that. I watched your vid on monetization in games. It was a fun watch. I designed that stuff for a living because I'm Satan, and I can say it gets way worse. You're so open about it. You're so open about being Satan. Let me put oh, yeah. Oh, it's like putting on fucking Batman's cowl, dude. Whew, sheesh. Do you think, oh yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pull you into VC today, but if you have interesting stuff you want to tell us about working in games monetization, I'd be happy to have you on the stream sometime. I love doing interviews. I love interviewing chatters. Have you thought about growing out your hair? I am. My hair is grown out. I need to cut it, actually. Given you have done both at NVIDIA and Twitch, would you rather work for a pre- or post-IPO company with roughly the same pay? Well, I'm biased, right? Well, first of all, Twitch is not pre-IPO. It'll never IPO. It was acquired. But I see we're talking about acquisitions too. The thing about Twitch is it worked because the startup worked. The problem is you can work at a startup and then it doesn't get IPO'd or it doesn't get bought and you don't make any money. It's your tolerance for risk. So generally, you want to work at an established post-IPO company, NVIDIA, Microsoft, whatever, because there's a stability there. You know, the stock you're getting have some value. It might not moon, but it'll have value. But you take a startup if you have high risk tolerance, because your reward can be greater. Hey, Atrioc, do you think the lack of Alvin and the Chipmunk movies in the last several years is a reflection of the deteriorating economy? Yes, 100%. They call it the Chipmunk Index, okay? And you can tell how good or bad the average person's economic situation is by how many Alvin and the Chipmunks movies they get in their lifetime, okay? And it's been on a steady downtrend, okay? And so it's a real warning signal. It's a flashing red indicator for the market. Hey, Atrioc, what's a great way to get a job through all the ghost jobs? I think, you know what's on the rise? Ghost YouTubers. Have you guys seen these guys? The people that go into haunted houses and then like talk about how they feel presences and they feel ghosts. You can be a fake ghost for the YouTuber. So you hang out in the house and you like rattle some chains or some shit. And then they go, what? And then they get 1 million views. So that's an actual ghost job. And you get paid for that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think you should join the grift. Atrioc, will you talk about the recent Intel and Microsoft partnership? Bro, I did, bro. That's kind of a frustrating question, my friend. Because I did do that. I did a whole video including it. I talked about it. It was the recent NVIDIA video. I thought, so you know what I'm saying? That's not like the video. The video did well. You got to check it out. Gonna have to ban a spammer. Big A, I need tips. It's my first day working in an OBGYN clinic. Why the fuck are you asking me? Sorry, what? I don't know. What do you need tips? You ask your boss. What am I telling you about working in an OBGYN clinic? If you're gonna play Outer Wilds DLC, don't be fucking stupid. You know I played it. You know I know you know. I want to look at your chat history. I think you actually chatted during it. I actually think you chatted during it. So you're actually fucking faking it, bro. This is a fake fucking question. Atrioc, Hey, Atrioc, I'm starting as a scuba diving instructor. Any tips? Well, you're making a joke, but I would love tips from you if you were serious, because I am going to Tahiti soon with my lovely wife. And one of the things we're going to do there is scuba dive, and I've never done it before. Never done it before. Is there any risk? No, right? No, right? Don't open your mouth. Nah. Don't breathe the water. Thank you. These are really good tips. You can't fly for 48 hours before or after. Yeah, we got it in the middle for that reason. You need to be certified first. No, wait a minute. She knows that. She looked into it. This might be a no cert one or something. There's actually they did something. She talked about this. Hey, Atrioc, poop, doo-doo, caca. Thank you so much for the 16 months and the wise message. Can always count on you for powerful, insightful commentary to bounce off of. They say streaming and chat is a two-way street, you know? And you guys always give me that really hilarious banter that I can just always rip off of. Atrioc, what percentage of your income should be in the stock market if you live comfortably week to week? 0%. 100% should be in fucking Dogecoin. To the moon, bro. You're comfortable? Get uncomfortable, okay? You're aiming for success. You don't want that comfort. Comfort keeps you weak. Atrioc, when I went to Mexico, they had a little island nearby that had scuba diving, and they let me drink at 12. That's two different things. You shouldn't be drinking at 12 years old. I mean, you can have, a sip of champagne or something. I don't think you should be fucking putting back a 6-pack. Well, it wouldn't even be fun at 12. What's the point of drinking at 12 years old? What are you trying? What are you trying to do? What? So like, I don't think beer tastes good. Atrioc, bro, British people start drinking at 10 and smoke at 13. Ah, yes, Britain. Famously the happiest and healthiest place on earth. Ah, yes, Great Britain. A place where the rivers are paved with gold. And everyone is happy right now. I'm so sad I've turned into Monster Trucks this beer. So it can grow on you? Because I feel like, I've been drinking ever since ASU. I'm a pretty light drinker, I'll be honest with you, but I've never liked the taste. It's never grown on me. I'm always been I'll get I'm like a Corona if I get a beer and with a heavy lime, and then yeah, just have like one. I'm a pretty light drinker. Like if I want to get drunk, I will do like a cocktail or something. I'll do Moscow Mules till I get fucking blitzed. But I don't think it's I can't force down enough beer to get drunk. That's for sure. Moscow Mules hit different. Highlight this message because it's true. It's fucking factual, dude. I can appreciate the taste of beer, but it gets worse after a couple. Well, shouldn't it get better? I feel like the more beer you drink, the more you don't care about the taste. It's the first one that's like, nasty. Love a good whiskey sour. Ooh, Ari likes whiskey sour. Good taste. A whiskey sour. That's a classy drink. I used to think, what did I used to think? I remember I heard a drink order in a movie. I thought that was a classy order, and I used to order it when I was out with friends to seem classier. It's like way back. This is like when I'm 21, Fuck, what was it? What was it? Old fashioned? No, I think it was like damn, what was it? I don't remember. I don't remember, but I used to it wasn't a Long Island. No, Long Island iced tea is not classy at all, bro. A shaken, not stirred martini. I tried to pull a James Bond. No, this is my order. I've always used this. I've always used this, bro. An AMF. Oh, the adios, motherfucker. Those do go hard at ASU. That is not a classy drink, though. It's probably the one of the least classy drinks you can fucking imagine. Oh, an AMF, dude. Makes me want to throw up just thinking about it. Worst drunk I ever got, other than 21 shots in South Korea on my 21st birthday, which was, again, miserable. Other than that, worst drunk I ever got was Tokyo iced teas. Tokyo iced teas, I couldn't taste the alcohol at all, and they got me blitzed. And then obviously, the ASU Aquafina, a Four Loko. Drink those like water back when they were legal, bro. You put a couple Four Lokos down, you got a good night ahead of you. Sag old Four Loko. Don't sag it because it's gone. Pog it because it happened. And also because it's disgusting. It's so bad for you. Atrioc, I talked about watching Marketing Mondays in my personal statement. It was for my transfer application to the University of Texas Business School. I accept this message. And I offer you 10% for all future earnings. Okay? Take it or leave it. I believe in you. I believe in you. When you're CEO of Texas, remember me. Look me up. Atrioc, you killed my horse on the new Minecraft server. Happens. Who's to say who killed whose horse? We're gonna live in the past on this. This is yesterday. This is 2 days ago. This is 2 whole days ago, and you're still worried about this horse? When are you going to start a university? It's a great question. I do think there's absolutely an opportunity. Do you guys know homeschooling is on the absolute rise right now? Especially among wealthy families. Post-pandemic, they're freaking out because test scores are down and, you know, schools are just shit lately because of post-pandemic. And so they're trying to start. So I need to find a way to scam. If any of you are rich kids, I need to find a way to scam your rich parents by making it university. 100%. 100%. There's money in that. Some kind of like Montessori type school. Atrioc, I wore my Enron hat to school and I found out my favorite teacher also watches your streams. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. That is crazy to me. That's odd. That's wild. Is he watching right now? Give Leafhill a fucking A. What the fuck are you doing? Leafhill's out here probably avoiding your stupid homework. Give him an A. No, I'm gonna fail him. Have you ever thought about going into education? It seems pretty close to what you do now. Interesting. You think it seems pretty close to what I do now? Because what I see is like I could take a massive pay cut, get involved in a bunch of horseshit bureaucracy, deal with angry parents, reduce my free time, probably have to move, and probably my students would still call me the coffee cow. I don't know. That sounds like shit, bro. I don't know. That doesn't sound good at all. That doesn't sound good at all. I'm a substitute teacher and I've told second graders about you. Got to start them early. My oldest chatters. Holy shit. You got finally we've aged up around here. Finally some real second graders to bully these first graders in the line. Watch out for this timer. Please start marketing to me, Rockstar. You're a 3-month subscriber, so I won't ban you, but I'm timing you out. Don't fucking rush me, especially when there's a timer on screen, motherfucker. Kerouac with a 51 months. Thank you for the 51, Kerouac. Much appreciated. I don't know if you guys care, but I assume all of you are super invested in my analytics. I got a nice 1 out of 10 on today's Wendy's surge disaster video, and it's like a big 1 out of 10. I don't think I've ever hit 150K that fast. It's faster than the fucking Hitman video. That's crazy. 1 out of 10 is good. Yeah, it's like the best you can have. It just ranks your last 10 videos and then. Does hitting 1 out of 10 give you a rush? I'd hate to say, I would love to say no. I would love to tell you that no, that doesn't matter to me. But when you get 1 out of 10 on YouTube and you open your page, it bursts confetti all over your screen. It does like fireworks. And then it's like, well, now I just feel great. Now it's awesome. It's like a little video game. It's a real dopamine booster. Is it better than getting world record? World record's obviously satisfying, but what we have to understand is world record for me is always like, it's almost like relief that the grind is over. Like, you know, They're actually not like, especially by the end, it was not very satisfying. It was more like, finally, it was like, oh God, you know, because you repeat the same thing over and 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 over. Yeah, it's like I could finally take a break. It's not really as. What would you consider your best YouTube video? My last year's predictions, which is why I'm so sad that I have kind of fumbled the bag on this year's predictions. But I think my best researched and good pacing, good topics, and high level stuff, but said in a way that's not alienating to people that don't know a lot about it. That's my favorite video. I think I did a really great job, and I think it also made me money. Like, that's just a good video. That is my number 2. My number 1 is my Hollow Knight tier list. My Hollow Knight tier list is my number 1 video that I've ever made. Obviously, that's such a fire video. This is the concept, the idea, the execution. Me slowly rambling about bosses that I half remembered from a game that I played 2 weeks before while I fucking ban this fucker. Ice Climbers top 5 moments. That's Ludwig's best video. Atrioc, you should play the new game I found. It's called Outer Wilds. I think it's up your alley. Slayer Cat, you have made the same joke. 1, 2. Let's count. Let's count together. How many times you've made this joke? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 times since we started the stream. You have made the same joke. Atrioc, you should play the new game I found. It's called Outer Wilds. What do you want me to say, bro? Be honest. What do you want me to say? I saw one of those. I promise you I saw one. I moved past it. I slick over it. It hit different on the 19th time. I hope that counted for you. I hope that was the satisfaction you needed. Give me a little bit more timer. Atrioc, I attended a seminar on AI-specific processor designs today, and there seems to be some efforts to shift AI processing away from GPUs onto new specialized CPU designs. Yeah, I think they're called TPUs, right? Do you think something like this could cause NVIDIA stock to drop and pop the AI bubble? I have no idea about. I can't make any short-term predictions on bubbles or popping or things going up and down. Okay, I can't give you any financial advice. I do think that the zoomed out view of it is like every other big tech company fucking hates having to pay NVIDIA such fat stacks of cash for GPUs to do AI stuff. They hate it. They despise it. They seethe about it. Mark Zuckerberg seethes about it. Elon Musk seethes about it. Tim Cook seethes about it. Everybody fucking hates it. Okay? And so they're all constantly trying to find ways to get around it. Whether they can is a different story. NVIDIA's got a big lead. Atrioc, I gave a speech about the Big 7 and crushed that shit. Pretty much just said what a certain streamer said. Good for you, King. Go off, Panda. Did you come up with the name NVIDIA? Dude, NVIDIA was around 20 years before I joined, bro. I didn't do anything. Frames win games. Frames win games, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's what I left. When they sell GPUs to gamers that like competitive games, because it is a different market. There's people that buy GPUs so they can play Cyberpunk on max graphics. People that buy GPUs because they want Counter-Strike to be 400 frames. Those people, when they target market them, they use frames win games. Marketing shirt, I can't. He really do be marketing. You caught me. You caught me. You guys love that one, huh? Fucking 14 I can'ts VIP. I'm hilarious. That was a blitz. Mm, 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 mm. Two more minutes in the timer. I'll be back in 20 minutes when it actually starts. Fine. Yeah, fine. I'll give a shit. I'll put it back another fucking 2 minutes for you. Big A, have you tried Pacific Drive yet? I think since you liked Outer Wilds, it would be right up your alley and you liked the trailer. Atrioc Pog. Yeah, I heard good things. It looked good. Here's the only thing I'll tell you is I tuned into someone's stream playing the game. It was a random point in the stream. I only watched for 30 seconds, but in that 30 seconds, they did like some, he's right behind me, isn't he, type dialogue, and I was immediately turned off. I was immediately like, oh, maybe I'm not interested. I don't know. I thought it would be, I don't know. I swear to God, it could have been just a bad time. It could have been just an unfortunate timing, but it truly killed my vibe in that one dialogue. Are there any other brands like McDonald's where real estate is the main business? Well, there's real estate companies. There's a lot of real estate companies for their real estate's the main business. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. I think obviously you watched The Founder, and they're right. I mean, the business model of owning the land is very powerful for McDonald's, but they're not a real estate company. just to fully understand it, their profit and loss depends on selling burgers. They have to sell the burger. If people stopped buying McDonald's, they wouldn't be fine. They're not a real estate company. The bonus is because they own the land and give it to the tenant, they can sort of dictate terms, and it makes it so there's like a quality assurance across all McDonald's. You know, before, when the person who was the franchisee would set up the land themselves, like they were just less likely to be kicked out. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? It was they weren't so intimidated by big McDonald's corporate. Do you have a Glock in your Rari? I do keep one Glock in my Rari, but just one in the dash. You know what I'm saying? And that's just for safety. Why not two? I feel like that's dangerous. You know, a simple single Glock in my Rari is all you really need. Is there any other businesses where burgers are the main business, like that Mexican food place Shake Drizzle likes? So I watched Shogun with Shake and Lud last night, and the food situation was a disaster. I hate to roast Shake again. I feel like he gets roasted a lot, but he invited us over and there was nothing there to eat, first of all, except for stale Oreos. And then we asked as guests to have some water. I feel like if you have a guest in your house and they ask for water, simply all you can do is get them, like, water is not a crazy ask. And he goes, oh, no, we don't have any. And then I open his fridge and he's got like fucking 40 vitamin waters. Okay. And I go, what about these vitamin waters? Can I have one of those? And he goes, no, we're low. What? You're fucking low? And then he eventually does give me one, but he gives me the one flavor he thinks is gross, which was raspberry chocolate. And it tasted like shit. I don't want to drink raspberry chocolate water. It was awful. And so he fucked me over. I'll be honest with you. And then Ludwig gets there, orders a pizza. He shows the address on Uber Eats or whatever to Shake. And he's like, Shake, is this the right address? Shake goes, yeah, all good. It wasn't the right address, bro. And so the pizza gets delivered like fucking 9 blocks away. We don't get it. We don't get fucking pizza. Completely screws over the whole. Then, last thing, we decide, let's have a sweet treat. Oh, slight, tiny, this is the most minuscule spoiler of all time. We watched the first episode of Shogun, and right in the beginning, Shake and I make a bet, $20 bet. Will anyone commit seppuku in this episode? You know, because it's Shogun. Is someone going to go do that? All right? I won't even tell you who bet for what. I won't tell you who bet for what, but I will tell you that I win the bet. Okay? I'll win the bet. And I win the bet, he owes me 20 bucks. And we say, okay, instead of paying me 20, order cookies for the room. He orders cookies at the like middle of the first episode. By the end of the second episode, over an hour and a half later, the cookies still haven't arrived. I'm sorry, he ordered them at the end of the first episode. But over an hour later, the cookies haven't arrived. Okay? There's no fucking cookies. And so now it's like midnight, and me and Led are going to go home. And we're like, where's the cookies? And he's like, 17 minutes away still. Where the fuck did he order it from, bro? We're in LA at night. You can get cookies in fucking 8 minutes. And so then I leave. I can't wait any longer. We go home, and then he puts a fucking picture in the group chat of all these cookies he got. Which is with the money he owed me. Excuse me? I feel like this whole thing was a scam. Is what I'm trying to get at. This whole thing was a scam. I got flake drizzled is all I'm saying. Atrioc, is this you? What is this? Is this me? This V... Oh, wait. The timer's going to go off, isn't it? Wait. This timer's about to fucking break your guys' ear. What happened to the timer? Uh-oh. Did it already go off? Or maybe I muted it somehow. Weird. All right. After this, I'll start. After this one, I'll start for real. This VTuber is a talking bong. They set up their overlay so the game characters are textured with weed and hot dogs. What else is there to say weed?
Damn, he's always getting counter hit. Crazy.
Yeah, this is not me, obviously. Do you think I'm spending my time during my day setting up a secret weed fucking glizzy stream that I'm spending my time practicing Tekken? Don't ask too many questions. You don't know how this goes. Atrioc, have you said anything about this yet? Do you believe the art industry, animation, games, illustration, etc., is going to be heavily affected by the growth of AI as someone who's outside of the art industry? Affected, yes. I have no idea in what way. Well, actually, I know already that it is affecting, like, I don't know. Freelance artists are getting affected, obviously. Freelance artists are getting fucked over because people are just finding ways to use AI to fucking cut them out, to do it cheaper. 100%, that's what's happening. Are we watching Ricky Snicky? Yes. Yes, it is unequivocally, at least right now, bad for freelance artists. I have no idea what the longer term effects are. Atrioc, as a game dev, I'm curious what you think about Google's new game creating AI as well. Will this do the same? No, I don't think so. I don't think, I mean, I think that's a much more difficult problem. The thing with you know, freelance artists and AI art is like, it can steal their art, basically, and then replicate it with slight tweaks so it's not copyright. But like with a game, I don't think they're even close to the level where they can create a compelling level game. I don't think it's that level. I don't think it's close. How do you negotiate my salary when offered promotion? Oh, interesting. First of all, congrats if you got offered a promotion. Big congrats, always a good moment. How do you negotiate your salary? Here's what you want. You want as much information on your side as possible, which means you need to do some research. You need to find out what somebody in that position is getting paid on average in your area. You need to find what other people at your company are getting paid for that position, ideally. What you need, you just need to figure that shit out, okay? And then when you're in the conversation, you're armed with that knowledge that you know if you're getting offered too little or rarely too much, I guess. Too much is fine, but usually it's too little. If you know you're too little, then you'll know better idea of what you're coming in with. Then what you need to arm yourself with is as much information as possible about how good you have been. So like, just like whatever hard numbers you have about your current job that you've been excelling at, so that you can sort of make the case that, hey, I'm a high performer. I love this company. I want to have a future here. This promotion is great. I'm looking for an amount that is commensurate with the responsibilities you're giving me. And based on my knowledge of the industry and other people in this role, it's somewhere in this range. Bada bing, bada boom. Then I think you'll crush. I think you'll crush. What if you're not a high performer? If you are truly not, if you truly think you're a coaster, like you just don't, you then honestly, you should, try to get into the center of the range. Don't push for the top end, try to make sure they're not lowballing you, but, yeah, I wouldn't over push because if you are going to be, promising the moon and then coasting, it'll come back to bite you. My girlfriend works at T. Rowe Price, and it seems like they're promoting 24-year-olds to senior software engineer, but they get paid essentially the same while doing way more work. Senior is one of those titles that is often appended to a job to keep you in the same job and not give you much of a pay raise. Senior was invented. It's title inflation. So you go from, I don't know, something. I think I got from content marketing coordinator to senior, whatever. Like this is one of my early promotions at Twitch. They'll just add senior to it, and it makes you feel like you're making progress, and that's a way to stall you for another year or two, because the companies have got it on a system where you're supposed to only think about getting a promotion once a year or a raise once a year. So their whole goal is to simplify it down to one time a year. They have to just get through that. And so they're always trying to find a way to get through that without getting you mad. And yeah, they'll do that. Now, that being said, you can absolutely, when you get promoted from whatever, standard to senior level, ask for a promotion and ask for a pay raise. 100%. But that was why it's invented. Something really cool with my current company is that there's an internal document that says what every level of employee makes. So I know exactly how much my next raise will be, but I can also see exactly how much my boss makes. That's pretty fucking hype. Full transparency, radical transparency. That's very rare, but that's cool. Atrioc, I made a black bean quesadilla for Marketing Monday. I fucking love that for you. I had Korean ground beef. That was my pre-Marketing Monday meal. I'm about to go to my boss and ask for a promotion that I'm owed. I am about 20K under my coworker for the same job. I think you should do this, but I remember you should go in with a win-win attitude. If you make it adversarial, you kind of fuck yourself over. If you go, hey, I'm owed this and I'm pissed at you, it's very hard to browbeat your boss, okay? What you want to do is go in with the idea of like, hey, I love this job. I love this company. I think you're a great manager. I think, I've come to realize that I think I'm getting paid under the standard for my position. People in this company doing the same work are getting paid more. And, that's demotivating for me because of how much I care about this job. So I'm trying to get my pay band back to the normal level. And I think it'll motivate me, produce even better quality work. You want them to be able to walk away from thinking they made the smart choice and like they won. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got this employee to do work extra hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just don't come in with that smoke or that heat, at least the first time, because it can often turn them off. Atrioc, I'm currently graduating with my marketing bachelor's. You're thinking about doing an MBA. Any thoughts? They're really expensive. If you, you know, let me give it a tiny bit more time. This is my last time extension. They're just really expensive. So just be careful. I'm not saying it can't work. If you really want to do it, you love learning, you think you have a thing you want to pursue, but like just randomly doing an MBA because you don't know what else you can do is like, damn, those loans you're gonna feel those loans. You're gonna feel those loans, bro. If you ever feel useless, just feel grateful you're not the Atrioc Marketing Monday timer. I like the banter, okay? It warms me up. It's like stoking the fire, you know, getting a nice warm glow in the room before we then begin with the presentations and all. I like the back and forth. I want to know there's humans out there. All right, so fuck off. How about that? 2 middle fingers to your fucking face. Hey, Truck, motion question guy again. I know what people in the same position make, but the account I would be managing is considered the easy one, so I fear it might get lowballed. Sounds like you're doing a lot of fearing before anything has even happened yet. I just want you to know, like, you have, as far as you've told me, they haven't even made the offer yet, and you're already afraid. All right, I would chill. You're fine. Also, being realistic, if they do give you the actual easy account and your job is an account manager and you have a very easy job, maybe you don't have to push too hard for a crazy salary because your work-life balance is going to be great. And if you do, then ask for a harder account. Ask for more responsibility. Last fucking extension. 1 more minute. Last fucking extension. Currently putting off an assignment due tomorrow to be here. What should I do? Fuck your assignment, big man. Fuck your assignment. Okay, you're here. In 10 years, when you have no degree, you'll remember that I talked about making fun of Apple. Okay? Do I? All right, let me make sure my fucking pause the timer. Pause the timer, but I will. This is the last extension. I'm actually no more extensions. I just gotta make sure all my slides are in order. They look to be very good to me. What's going on? I say this, I say this, I say this. Bada bing, bada boom. Shada ding, da ding. Talk about this, talk about this. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Cool 109. Yeah, this looks great. I feel like this is a real slam dunk. Perfect. What else do I want to say? Anything else before I begin? I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to apologize to you. I have stalled for far too long. This timer is counting down. Okay? The timer is not aesthetic, it's real. And it's counting down. I owe you an apology. It's time for Marketing Monday. It's 8:20 at night. But in order for me to jump into Marketing Monday, I need you to do a little something for me, which is simply, it's a really simple thing to do, actually. And it's just look at the screen when the following video plays, and when you see yourself, whatever reflects you as an individual, you spam type me, like so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marketing Monday here at the beginning of March. I have so many interesting stories to tell you about in today's wins and fails. But, and this is very unfortunate, I have to give a fail right off the bat to you. You specifically, because I want to set the stage for what the world is looking like right now and then point the finger in a certain direction. Oh, whoops. Where do we find ourselves? Where do we find ourselves right now in the world economy? Well, first of all, the stock market is at record highs. Bitcoin is at near record highs. Gold is at record highs. Everything is up. Everything is up. AI stocks are at record highs. Nvidia's at record highs. Microsoft's at record highs. Wingstop, fucking Wingstop, the chicken wing company, is at vertical parabolic highs, largely because it announced AI chatbots for chicken wings. We are in a crazy, crazy, speculative, frothy market, and largely it can be traced back to the fact that the national debt is rising by $1 trillion every 100 days. Now, if you annualize that, that's $3.65 trillion in deficit a year, which would make this year a bigger deficit than during the height of the pandemic. And all of this free money that is being borrowed or printed out of nowhere and distributed to people, possibly because we're in an election year, is causing everything to reach frothy levels again. It reminds me of 2021, which was the last time the fear and greed index hit extreme greed. This is where we are today. We are currently back in the extreme greed era, which, you know what? Hell yeah. Second time around, baby. Let's have fun. There's only a few rules that our friend Nikita Beer, we've talked about on this podcast before, laid out for us back in October when this new bull run started. And there's one rule I have to talk specifically. That is no dog money. This is the one rule that we had to follow. All we had to do to keep this extreme greed, huge frothy thing going was no dog money. And that's why I'm giving you guys a fail, because you fucked up. You fucked up. You goofed. This is dog with hat. And it just surged. It just rose 360%. Dog with hat has gone parabolic. No. Doge and Shiba are both rallying again. No, dude, Dogecoin is back. Oh, we're making all of the same mistakes again. We are doing it again. Even Elon Musk is back on the meme grindstone when someone asked him about crypto. The top comment to this, by the way, top comment to Elon Musk on the meme grindstone is from a crypto company called Cock Inu. The meme lord has returned. Cock to Uranus at Elon Musk when cock gets to Uranus. Now my video's demonetized. I'm just talking about finance and my video's already demonetized. Ha! You guys are pissing me off. We can't do this again. We can't. So I'm going to ask you one thing. All right? It's already too late for the Dogecoin. It's already too late for the parabolic Wingstop, okay? All I'm asking is one thing. To keep it slightly different from 2021. Please, please don't let NFTs be a thing. Fuck. You fucking did it. This is today. This is fucking today. $16 million for a CryptoPunk. We're literally back. We literally are back. No! No! This is probably money laundering, to be clear, but still, let's not get back here, okay? Keep it off the TV. Please keep it off. Second fail I have to give. This is not to you guys, I'm sure. This is only a fail to people who are between 18 and 34, who are males, who live in, let's say, America, westernized country. As long as you're not one of those people, then you're not, no fail to you. I would hate to be hit with a double fail, okay? Because a couple stats for you here. This is student loan debt in the U.S. As you'll notice, it's been rising and rising and rising and rising and rising. And very recently had a very, very small dip due to some things that Biden did to try and forgive it. But it was like, again, one tiny percent. So again, we're at very, very high levels of student loans. At the same time, another trend is happening. The rise of sports gambling. Sports gambling is at all-time high revenues and all-time high interest. Sports gambling has exploded among men ages 18 to 34. 1 in 3 American adults admits to betting on sports games, but the number rises to 47% of millennials and 58%, 60% basically, of Gen Z is sports betting. So if we mix those two things together, student loans, sports betting, you might notice the perfect storm we're brewing of people turning to sports betting to try and chip away at their mounting student debt. Which may be the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Especially as like a generational thing. Young men are trying to use ubiquitous online betting to deal with big college loans. Now, the first thing I'm proud of is right when I start reading this article, I find the story of Cale Daniels, an ASU graduate, the Harvard of the Southwest, who had $7,000 in student loan debt, saw a TV ad for a promotional deal for, I think, DraftKings, and then binked a parlay for $1,600 and put it towards his student loans. It's possible. It's possible. And he's in the article as the, the old man that hits the diamonds. He's in the article as like the example of it working. Another ASU genius strikes again. The system works. Now, there's other examples. It turns out he may not be an example of the average person's experience. This is Jamie Reagan. He's a Gen Z kid who made a TikTok post about how he has $50,000 in student loans, and he was going to use sports betting to win it all back. Here's his first. He was going to do his whole journey on TikTok, all right? So here's his first post.
Hi, welcome back to me paying off my student loans by sports betting. Before I sound like the guy from college you really didn't like that much, let me explain. On Powerball, to win $1 million, you have a 1 in 11 million chance. If you took that same $2 and doubled it 19 times, then you'd have $1 million. Those odds would be 1 in like 500,000. But I'm rich, so I'm doing $5. So if you're here for just today's pick, I took the Celtics to win the game. Every game is a 50-50 if you gaslight hard enough, and I don't watch basketball, so really good odds. All right, here's like the FAQ stuff. I'm only going to explain this one episode, like none of the others. Don't ask. How much do you owe? Like 50 grand. How many times do you have to win in a row with $5 to get that? It's like 14, 13. Are you going to run off the money when you get halfway through? Probably. Are you getting paid to do this? I fucking wish. Are you promoting gambling to kids? I'd be a bookie at a preschool.
I like his spirit. However, his entire journey is posted online, and as it turns out, he didn't make any money. In fact, he just kept losing increments of $5 as the views on his videos went down until he quit. At no point was he ever up more than 30 at max, and again, then it was lost. There is no way he's going to double it 14 times in a row and not quit, which is unfortunate. I think the worst part of this video, though, I want to single out a single part. This part, where he says,
every game is a 50-50 if you gaslight hard enough, and I don't watch basketball.
He said, I don't watch basketball. And the problem is, this guy is not a great example to convince you not to do this. Because all of you that heard that part go, oh, that's why. Oh, I'm going to keep gambling because this idiot doesn't know what I know. I'd win because I know more about the game. That's your first fucking thought. Yeah. And you know what? This has been studied too. You gambling addicts among Gen Z don't view it as pure chance. Armed with algorithms and sports data, many believe they can tilt the odds in their favor. But the odds are against you because every day the number of profits these companies make continue to rise. The number of gambling helpline phone calls continues to rise. Around the Super Bowl this year, they got the most they've ever had. And it was from more young people than ever before. People calling because they'd lost overwhelming amounts of money sports gambling. So you have to understand The odds are against you. Now, I gamble here and there, obviously, but once you bring it into your home on the phone and you're gambling as a regular practice, it's a tax on your life that will, over time, eat up a good chunk of your disposable income. So I just want you to understand that before you go in, or get it twisted and win. Sports betting is kind of like those rigged games at a carnival, Reagan said. You know you're not supposed to win, but you still feel like you can. Interesting. Now, the only thing you forgot to say is that my chat is different. Now, let's continue in the TikTok realm, but give an entirely different win. I want to give a win to feeling like a big man, because that's what Universal Music Group is trying to do. Universal Music Group is one of the big music publishers of the world. They represent all of these famous artists that you know. And they are used to being the big dog in any room. They have bullied artists for a very long time to get these juicy, juicy profits. And now they are looking at TikTok and getting kind of pissed. They're getting kind of pissed because now they're the ones getting bullied. They look at the TikTok contract that pays out some percentage of money whenever their song is used on TikTok, and it's very low. TikTok is really squeezing them. They're not paying them almost any money despite using their songs all over TikTok. And Universal got pretty mad about it. Ultimately, TikTok is trying to build a music-based business without paying fair value for the music. Okay, interesting. TikTok is trying to use its platform power to try and intimidate us into conceding into a bad deal that undervalues music and shortchanges artists. Now, that is all true. That is all exactly what Universal Music Group has been doing for 3 decades to artists. So while I agree that TikTok is doing this, they are pissed about they're just basically mad that someone else is moving in on their hustle. They're mad about the hustle. And so they got mad enough to try to fight back. This is a big moment. Universal Music Group wanted to fight back. And so they pulled all of their artist music off of TikTok. They banned TikTok from using any UMG artist music. This happened pretty recently. You probably saw it if you're a TikTok user. And this is a big deal. I mean, this is like a huge chunk of TikTok's music. My jaw dropped, said Emma, 28 years old. The first thing I did when I woke up this morning was open TikTok to see how my videos were doing. And a bunch of videos had suddenly become muted out of nowhere. Even TikToks from the artists themselves. This is Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande. Their own TikToks all got muted. Okay? It was a big deal. Even people that owned the rights. And, you know, briefly, you can mute it, see? Briefly, this had a kind of a big impact. People on TikTok were like freaking out. What's happening? All of our stuff is muted. Flash forward 1 month later, nobody really cared. Like, people moved on. People started using different things. Like it was only some chunk of the artists. People just used different artists. It didn't end up being such a big deal. And so Universal Music Group went nuclear. They went to their final and ultimate red button, let's pull it out. And they started using their legal right to pull not just the artists, but any songwriter or producer half connected to any song that has ever had a contract with UMG. Now think about it like this. This is a track from the ACLU Atrioc album, Down with the Atriarchy. Now this one track might have 8 or 9 different people involved with it. Maybe 10 people involved with the production or the songwriting or the producing or whatever. Now, if even one of them, let's say Drop Spindle, has a contract with Universal Music Group, then they can claim the entire song and get it taken down. Now, by one estimate, over 60% of all the most popular songs have some connection back to UMG. 61 of the top 100 songs. So that's a massive takedown. By some estimates, it can be as high as 80% of the current hits across Universal, Sony, etc. Since a top hit can have more than 10 songwriters, even if just one of many is signed to Universal, it'll have to come down. And so they did this and took down a massive chunk of TikTok's music. And in response, here's the problem. They can take away every song from TikTok, But unless they provide an alternative, unless there's somewhere else for teens to waste time scrolling, it doesn't matter. They're going to stay on the platform that's still winning. And so because they're on there, people are just moving to smaller artists and sounds. The idea of just sounds to fill the gap. People are just making different content. They're just moving around it. And so the big play from Universal Music Group seems to be turning the radio of the internet onto new artists or contextless sound clips. Rather than, help reinforce their monopoly on music, it is in fact helping their competition and hasn't seemed to hurt TikTok yet, which is interesting. Kind of an ultimate backfire. I have to give them a fail. No, not super rosy. It's still two asshole corporations fighting each other. I'm not on TikTok's side either, but it is funny to see UMG try to put their foot down and completely shit the bed. I think that, to me, that it's worth a hilarious bit of information. Now, speaking of hilarious, I like to mix up these longer stories with short and fun ones. And this one is a pure, unequivocal win. I don't know if you guys saw this, but in Chile in 2003, they got the Star Wars original series on TV. And rather than want to interrupt the broadcast with commercials, just in the middle of the fucking movie, dude. What? It's so... Normally I would hate this, but it's so funny and so blatant that I love it. It improves the broadcast experience. And I, at first, thought this had to be fake. I thought there's no way this actually happened. So I look into it. Not only is it real, it happens like a dozen more times in the movie.
Don't do this, Luke. Come on, give me a sign here. Not much time. Ben. Hang on, kid.
That's incredible. That's fucking incredible. So huge marketing win for having the balls to push it that far. This is what we need. Now, back to serious wins and fails. I have a question for you, chat. This is an honest question. I want you to think about this sincerely. Imagine there was a magic glowing rock like this, a magic glowing rock. And anywhere that you placed this magic glowing rock, everything around it, economy-wise, would be better. People would sell more. People would employ more. Tax revenue collected would go up. GDP would go up. Everyone would feel great. Do you think this would be a good thing? Do you think it might cause trouble or conflict or chaos? People try to fight over it. What if this rock was a person named Taylor Swift? And what if a while back we had made a story about how Taylor Swift traveling around the country could keep us out of recession by rising GDP in the area she was in? What if the stats came in and, for example, in LA, there was a $320 million bump to GDP, increased employment, increase in local earnings, increased taxes for local governments, okay? And what if, in Australia, the tour gave a $558 million boost to the economy? What if all of this happened months ago and other countries started to take notice? What if specifically one country in Southeast Asia named Singapore really ran these numbers and said, wait, what? This is a magic stone that makes our economy go up? And then what if Singapore spent a lot of fucking money to be the only spot in all of Southeast Asia to have Taylor Swift concerts. What if, of all of these countries she might have toured in, they spent an additional $3 million in grants per show, with the catch is they are not allowed to host it anywhere else in the region. Taylor Swift brokered a deal with Taylor Swift so she would not take her Eras tour to any other Southeast Asian countries, and then spent extra money to add 3 more shows, making Singapore the most shows of any of these countries at all. More than Mexico, Argentina, or anywhere else in the world. Added 3 to 6. So what if all of that money put 6 shows in this one spot, and everybody who wants to go to her show in all of these countries has to travel to Singapore? Well, in that case, that might be pretty fucking good for their economy. The only thing is, now that they've monopolized the Magic Stone and they've got everybody in all of Southeast Asia traveling to Singapore, there's a bit of bad blood. There's a bit of problems, and I don't think we can solve them. Filipino statesman Joey Salcida said, "That's not what good neighbors do. It was a hurtful betrayal." They're pissed. They're pissed at the betrayal of stealing Taylor Swift. If I had known this, I would have brought the shows to Thailand. Srettha here, the Prime Minister of Thailand, is pissed he didn't think of it. I would have done the same thing. Even if we would have had to subsidize it, it would have been worth it. He's saying, I would have spent taxpayer money to try and get Taylor Swift here. There's a betrayal, there's a hurt, there's an anger. Singapore is literally getting the rest of Southeast Asia pissed at them for monopolizing Taylor Swift. I thought that was a really funny marketing story. On the other side, speaking of monopolies, let's give a colossal middle finger fail to our friends over at Apple. This is a picture of Tim Cook, who's now small. He's a teeny tiny man shouting up at the sky, "Help me!" Because Apple is no longer a $3 trillion company. They've fallen out of the $3 trillion club, and they are now second place to Microsoft. They are a poor $2.7 trillion. Boo, poor, broke, dude. Omega Lol fell off. No views. You had one job, Tim. But the reason I'm making fun of them is not because they've fallen from the most dominant company in the world to the second most. They're still incredibly colossal and powerful. The problem is what they're doing with that power. Now, recently, Apple had a legal battle in the EU where the European Union got pissed at this following fact. All of these apps have in-app purchases of some sort, some way of sending people money or buying things or whatever. And Apple takes a 30% cut of all of it. You may have noticed this if you try to subscribe to me on desktop versus on phone. If you subscribe on desktop, it's $4.99. If you go to your phone, it's $5.99. And that is because Twitch raised the price so they can pay for Apple's cut and still make the same amount of profit. Spotify is the biggest company hurt by this, whereas Spotify is in a brutal war with Apple Music. And most people, if you do surveys, will say they like the Spotify product better. They prefer Spotify. 1-to-1, if there's all else equal, Spotify's number one. But they're in a battle where 30% of what Spotify makes has to go directly to their main competitor. It's like if Pepsi had to pay a 30% tax to Coke every time they made a new product. It's an unfortunate battle they find themselves in. And so Spotify complained, along with many other companies in the EU, and Apple was hit with a judgment. EU antitrust stepped in and said, hey, this is unfair. You have a $2 billion fine, and more importantly, you must allow companies to have side loading, which means that they can have a different way to make in-app payments outside of the App Store. They can find some way to go around it if they choose to. Now, here it is. Apple responds. They have to. EU has the power in EU. Apple is bringing side loading and alternate app stores to the iPhone. Okay, but Tim Cook. Tim Cook, who is allowing an outside link to a developer website to process payments for in-app purchases, then put his glasses down, let Tim cook for a bit. He put his glasses down. He looked at the EU and said, you fucking thought? He said, we're fucking Apple. Our market cap is bigger than your whole fucking GDP. You fucking thought you're going to stop me? And so immediately they followed the letter of the law, but not its spirit. And they planned new fees and restrictions to make anyone using sideloading or outside the app purchases even worse than just using the in-app. For example, they're going to attempt to collect a 12 to 27% revenue share from people that use sideloading. They're going to track you down and make you pay a fee anyway. And they're also charging developers on their side all sorts of crazy service fees for even doing it, for ever using it. The goal of Apple is to make the experience of leaving an Apple app to buy something a pain, a huge pain for developers and customers. They want to make sure that selling stuff outside of the app will cost you just as much or even more than selling it inside the app. They are being extremely specific with the law in order to fucking force this down mid and make sure no developer ever leaves their ecosystem. What will happen? It remains to be seen if EU has the balls to follow through and keep fighting and keep pushing. Because if they don't, all this accomplished nothing. All this accomplished nothing. People still won't leave the app. Now, also, sorry to mention this, but just to be clear, all of this only applies to those in the EU. Apple is very clear that they will only do this anyway to anyone that's finding them. So they will never, ever, ever even begin this process elsewhere. Okay. So I gave them a fail for that, even though Tim Cook is flexing. Now, an area where he's not flexing was a recent product called the Apple Vision Pro. Now, some people liked it, like this guy who wore it to his fucking wedding. Some people liked it. By the way, she called it creepy. His wife called it creepy and said she asked him not to do it 3 times and then he did it. Look at her face, bro. Look at her face. This is real. This actually happened. But what is most important about it is it cost $3,500. Now, at the time, when everyone was swimming in FOMO and they were excited to put it on and drive their Cybertruck, nobody really cared about the cost. But now that it's been a few months, people are starting to think about it. And they're thinking, hey, sorry, wait. Let me get a liquid death here. Sponsored. #ad. Whew. They're thinking, hey, for $3,500, I could have got a brand new high-end gaming PC. I could have got a Meta Quest 2. I could have got an Xbox and a PS5. All of these together I could have got and saved money over a simple Apple Vision Pro. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. And so in a large numbers, Apple fans are starting to return their Vision Pros. They're much hyped Vision Pros. Now, not only is this for the cost reasons, but also they're getting headaches. Can't wait to return the Vision Pro. It's the most mind-blowing piece of tech I've ever tried, but I can't deal with these headaches after 10 minutes of use. Okay, I mean, this person's an Apple super fan who loves the tech and still is returning it. 2 hours after unboxing my Apple Vision Pro and using it, I've decided to box it back up again and return it. It's quite cool, but there's nothing in it for me that I'll use frequently enough to warrant my keeping it. People aren't seeing the value. And Mark Zuckerberg, who has been on some sort of like Chad PR tour, Mark Zuckerberg has had the biggest PR turnaround of any tech CEO I've ever seen in the past year. Mark Zuckerberg had one of his best videos ever where he looked like not a robot, but actually a human for once, where he explained.
All right, guys. So I finally tried Apple's Vision Pro. And, I have to say that before this, I expected that Quest would be the better value for most people since it's really good and it's like 7 times less expensive. But after using it, I don't just think that Quest is the better value. I think that Quest is the better product, period.
Sheesh! I mean, it's him just direct to camera shilling, but it comes off as human. I don't know how he fucking did it. I don't know how he fucking turned it around, but he did. He's fucking doing it. And this video went pretty viral. People liked it. And so Apple's, on the bit of the back foot with the Vision Pro so far. People have not reported finding a ton of daily use out of it for its cost. Additionally, I looked into his claims about in this video about blurriness, and there's some truth to them. Apple Vision Pro, when it has like a low res thing, artificially blurs it to make it look better, but that only works in short terms, and in fact can really strain your eyes. And so he's even got a point on the contrast and the blurry. There's actually some real problems there. For example, the same thing we do on slides like this. We'll take a low res slide and then we'll blur it to make it better, but at a long time close to your eyes could be a problem. Finally, one more thing about Apple that can save them, okay? Maybe all this is bad. EU stuff's a problem. Vision Pro not really hitting, that's a problem. But they have a plan. A dark horse, okay? Vroom, out of the darkness. The Apple Car has been canceled. IMO, the Apple Car was never real. Well, thank you for posting that in chat, Fango Live, because you are incorrect. The Apple Car was real. They burnt $10 billion on it and have now canceled it because they realized it wouldn't make them any money. As of last week, they had canceled it after $10 billion internally. It's one of Apple's worst kept secrets, is their long-term vision of creating an Apple Car where they can control the software and hardware experience with autonomous driving. And it has been canceled. Employees internally are actually really happy as they saw it as a huge money sink. Now, that doesn't mean Apple's out of the car world. In fact, they have a lot of domination over the software because average car companies suck. Nissan and Hyundai and Ford are never going to figure software out, so they just use Apple CarPlay. And Apple's realized they can save a lot of time and money and low margins and factories by just keeping to Apple CarPlay rather than trying to build their own car. Car companies are not a great business, as Tesla's finding out with their stock. So what are they going to do, though? If they cancel the car, if the Vision Pro's not working, they can release a new iPhone every year, but what's the plan for growth? How do they turn this ship around? How do they get the spot back from Microsoft, damn it? Well, in this economy, in 2024, there's really only one way. AI, a futuristic Siri, an Apple-based artificial intelligence to take on Microsoft. Apple is coming to the table to fight Grok and Gemini and ChatGPT and OpenAI and Microsoft and make their own AI, launching, apparently, this is the word on the street, in June. Will this work? It remains to be seen. But just by talking about it, it probably pumped their stock today. Let's find out in June with Apple's AI, and we'll always keep you updated next week on more Marketing Monday. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and see you next week. Pog, champ, champ, champ. Thanks for watching Marketing Monday. Hope you enjoyed those stories. They were really fun. Was Up Beijing returns on Wednesday. We're going to do Was Up Wednesdays because since I've hired Stefik, our Marketing Monday China researcher, she has just brought so many good stories that I don't want to stuff them in at the end of Marketing Monday. So for the foreseeable future, we're going to be doing more stacked Was Up Beijings on Wednesdays. Not committing to long term, but for this week for sure. Hope you enjoyed. That was really fun. I think that was a pretty damn interesting one. And then of course, there's a lot of stories I didn't even get to include. We're spoiled for choice when it comes to business stories lately. There's so much crazy stuff happening in the world. Battle report? I should ask Dr. Battle if he's available. Do you have any comments on Discover? I do. I wanted to make a full big thing on Discover. Actually a separate video, but I got sidetracked a bit. I will tell you this. My personal belief on Discover and Capital One merging is on some level, it is two companies attempting to bulk up to become too big to fail as they see rising credit card default rates. So I don't know if you guys know, Credit card default rates are rising rapidly, especially in the South and in Texas. There's a great graph. Hopefully I can find it today. Let me see if I can find it. There's a great here. Oh, perfect. I found it. I found it for you. Credit card delinquency rates. Check this fucking out. Boom. Look at this, dude. I mean, there, you know, even a 15%, I'd say is like, it's not great. When you're breaking 20%, this is a bad sign. And we're getting, you know, 39%. These are crazy levels of default rate or delinquency on credit cards. And this is a problem for credit card companies. And if this gets out of hand and keeps rising, they're going to be on the hook for tons of losses. And so what they're trying to do is get big enough by bulking up and merging to qualify for a too big to fail bailout from the government. I legitimately think that is a thought process going through their head. There's obviously more to it. It's just general monopoly style where they want to consolidate, get bigger, dictate terms. I don't even think it's that dangerous for consumers because there's still small fries compared to Visa and MasterCard. So I'm not even like a huge, you have to block this merger at all costs. But I just think the reason they're doing it is more for, they're scared of being too small to qualify for bailouts. Is delinquency carrying a balance or not making payments? It is missing a payment. Delinquency means you missed the payment. It means you had something due and you didn't make it. Maybe it's late, maybe it's whatever, but it's bad. So that's what's going on. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy fucking time. That's why I invested all my money into crack. The market for crack is one of the most stable in the world. Thank you for the 14 months and the very wise message to our chat. Consider this, chat. Be in the stable crack market. Atrioc, you talked briefly about student loans. Do you think it's generally better to invest excess income and pay the minimum or to max out repayments? It depends on how high the interest rate is on your student loan. If you have a low interest rate student loan, then it is better to not pay it and put the money somewhere else that can earn a higher return. Generally, if you're being pure mathematical about it. I'm of the opinion that paying down debt always feels fucking good. Making progress on debt to eventually get to a point where you're debt free or close to it is such a mental freedom that it's worth losing slight percents that you could have optimized. That's my opinion. But if you play the pure math, you should find whatever gives you the highest return, and if that's more than the minimum. Now, if you have a high student loan, and I think even above like, you have like a, I don't know, 7, 8, 9% student loan, then I'd say you're going to be a lot safer just paying it down. I think that's better. Now, I also want to say, I want to caution this though. We're in an election year. Joe Biden is losing in the polls right now. Student loans are one of his best levers to pull. If you want to pay the minimum for this year while they figure out if Joe Biden can do a Hail Mary and cancel it all, I think that's fair. I think it's totally fair to hold off and see if there's a fucking chance of all that student loan getting canceled. He's going to try. I don't, the Supreme Court blocked it. I don't know if we can do it. I think it's unlikely, but paying the minimum for a year while that gets figured out is not crazy. I think it's a smart, rational play. Thoughts on student loans have no interest in New Zealand, not even matching inflation. Should I max out what I can get? If you have a 0% student loan, that means pay it back whenever at no cost, then yeah, don't pay it. What do you, a 0% loan is just you stall. What do you should never, there's no penalty. There's no cost. I assume it's 0% for a certain amount of time. There's 0% forever doesn't make any sense. You'll just never pay it back. You owe 10% of your salary once you earn enough. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there's no interest, pay minimum. If there's actually 0% interest, there's no penalty for longer time, then you're fine. Joe Biden should tell everyone to put their student loans on a Discover card and then just not bail them out. Well, that would cause economic chaos. What you should tell them to do is the opposite. Tell them to put all of their loans on a Discover card and then bail out Discover. That'd be easy. Just put it on Discover card. Don't pay Discover. Discover goes under. The government prints a bunch of money, bails it out. He gets around the Supreme Court because they told him he couldn't bail out students for student loans, but he can't. They didn't tell him he couldn't bail out Discover. Do you understand? Win-win. Pick one game of the NBA playoffs, put 50% of the loan on a team, and maybe you hit. This is the problem I was talking about. No. Stop forcing student fucking gambling on your loans, bro. No, motherfucker. T minus how long till Marketing Monday? I got bad news for you, bro. I got bad news for you. Pro League of Legends, where the smart money is, bet on Faker, baby. Bet on Faker. Get a tattoo if you must. Easy money. Betting on Max Verstappen is so safe. Yeah, but they don't pay you any money. That's why I didn't bet. That's why I'm now a fucking Charles Leclerc fan for the rest of my life. Because I was in Vegas one time and they said, you want to bet on Max Verstappen? And they wouldn't pay me any money when I got it. The odds were so fucking that I picked the second best. I literally picked Leclerc randomly because he said Ferrari next to his name and he was the fucking second choice where I could get any money. And now I'm a Leclerc fan for ride or die for life, bro. Charles Leclerc! Dude's the fucking GOAT. Are you going to any F1 races this year? I would normally tell you no, but I would have said that last year and I ended up going to one. So who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Wow, you're like every white girl ever. Fine. Fine. So what? Oh, can we? Okay, this is a little. How do I put this? This is really funny. I want to say this in a non. Hold on, I want to do this. Just speaking of white women, have you guys seen that it's like literally non-stop trending Sydney Sweeney giant cans all over Twitter every single day? Is anyone noticing this? Every single day I click trending and number one is Sydney Sweeney. It's every single day. It gets impressions. Yeah, I guess it gets impressions. I'm just saying it's literally every single day. And the only funny joke I saw on it was that it was this female comedian that said, we have been in the very beneficial to me ass era. We've been in the butt era for like a full decade, and I fear that Sydney Sweeney is going to turn us to a boob era, and I'm pissed. I thought that was really funny. I thought that was pretty funny. Have you seen Madam Web's marketing strategy? It didn't. Whatever they didn't work because the movie flopped. Big A, can I ask for more money if it's an entry-level job? New question. Let's say, hypothetically, you're a close friend who's really good looking, gets an offer at Dairy Queen, and they go to you because you're the dairy guy coffee cow, and he says, can he ask for more money? You've lost me, bro. I can't even follow this fucking message. I can't even follow this message. I got no idea what you're saying, bro. But if you are at an entry-level part-time job, no, you cannot ask for a raise, especially at the beginning. They'll just find someone else, bro. That's the whole point of entry-level. Where I live in Canada, I get 0% student loans, and if I go back to the north by Alaska, the government will forgive my loans. It's to promote people returning to the north. Also, for every year I attended school in the north, I got 1 semester of tuition paid for that I don't need to repay. Yeah, but you had to live in the north of Canada. Do you understand like that? You paid a cost and you got a price. That I understand that. That's like, it's like saying, no, I found this great deal. If I chop out my kidney, this guy in the alley will give me, $1,000. All right. Yeah. There was a cost. There was a cost. Could I take out a bank loan to bet on sports and then use the winnings to pay back student loans? Oh, you guys. You guys are joking, but some of you do this. Some of you do this. Some of you are buying Doge, and some of you are going to start speculating on NFTs, and some of you are sports gambling to pay your loans. I just want you to know it's not going to work, and you're going to be sad, and you're going to be upset. Just declare bankruptcy every time you lose until you win. Fuck it. No, do this. This will be great. Do this. This is a really smart idea. So true. You've beat the system. How did no one think of this? How did no one think of this? How do you think Elon got his wealth? People don't know Elon. Elon pulled the bankruptcy and bet on sports betting strategy over and over until he made $150 billion. And then he cashed out. What are the pros and cons of declaring bankruptcy? I mean, the pros are you're no longer on the hook for your debts. The cons are many and extensive, and I would hate to miss one. But it fucks your credit. They'll liquidate all of your available assets to pay your creditors before they're doing it. It's not the end of the world. I do think if someone's in serious debt, you should look into a smarter, more intelligent video purely on declaring bankruptcy and like understand it and see if it's the right call for you. There's people who have done it and they, you get a clean slate, bounce back, but it's not something you can do every week. You can't take out loans, gamble on sports betting, bankruptcy, try to do it again. It's not, do you think something like the Great Recession is possible nowadays, or the government will never allow it? Well, this is a very interesting question, and I'm glad you asked it, and I don't have an answer for you. I will tell you it's something I've thought a lot about, and I've tried to find really smart people and ask about, and I've tried to find really smart people and watch and learn from, because we are currently in a situation where a lot of indicators are flashing red, but the government is spending so much of a deficit to keep everything liquid. There's so much liquidity in the system, and things are propped up. And so the idea is that there's no way we could have a downturn, especially during an election year this year, because of how much liquidity they will pump in. Janet Yellen is fucking just, she's issuing bonds like nobody's business, like never before. She's putting out IOUs like it's not a problem. And so because of that, we have so much government spending that any miss in a jobs report is made up by government jobs. It's very hard to have the slowdown you're expecting. That being said, I listened to a pretty smart guy talking yesterday, and he was saying that that is all true, and that's why he doesn't expect there to be a downturn before the election, but he wouldn't be surprised if it did happen, only because sometimes the underlying problems get too big to cover up by liquidity, purely throwing money at it. Sometimes there's cascading. The problem with commercial real estate is a real problem. And the money required is going to be so astronomical to try and bail that out. And then even other things, eventually the number gets crazy. So it's tough. I don't know. I don't have a great answer for you. I don't know about a Great Depression, but I do know that it can't work forever, but I have no idea how long it can work. Do, 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 do. Going to college. Is it unrealistic to hope for more loan forgiveness coming years? Left. Sure. Yeah. I mean, my base case right now is that Trump will win this election probably, and he's not going to do student loan forgiveness. So, you know, in the short term, no. I have no idea what happens afterwards. I mean, they're trying to do it. Who do you want to win the presidency? I am hoping against all hope that fucking XQC will run. Please, my juicer, please run and win. Run. I know you're Canadian, but I know you can take it, dude. I know you can take it. XQC and the Rock ticket. Mark Cuban's out. RIP. We need a board wipe in politics. I mean, I don't think this is just me saying this. In fact, I know for a fact the stats say this. People are very upset with this matchup. On the whole, I'm sure some of you are big Biden fans, some of you are big Trump fans. But on the whole, the average person is very upset with this matchup. They are quite mad that this is the choices they're given. And so, you know, hopefully we can get out of this by the next election. We can get like some candidates people feel comfortable rallying behind. My mom was crying about it 2 weeks ago. Damn, we're not even in the prime election season. Your mom's crying early. It's gonna get heated. We're not even in the thick of it yet. I guess my problem with it, Chad, if I have to be honest and not jokey for a second, my problem is that, like, why do we keep picking these whippersnappers? Like, they're just too inexperienced. They're too young. Can we finally get a candidate that has like a little bit, been around the block a little bit? Can we get someone who's, you know, who's got some gray in his hair, a little, you know? I just feel like we're getting these kids, these children, and they're getting up there. They don't know what they're doing. Last time we had a young guy in office, he lost his damn mind. JFK. It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. Don't do my boy John like that. Too soon. Too soon is fine. Too soon. Do. Boo, boo, ba-doo, boo, boo. Big A, I got those candies Addison Rae was pushing to her Super Bowl. They're kind of fucking trash. Those candies? You mean nerds? You never heard of nerds before Addison Rae's Super Bowl commercial? Did you not have Halloween? You never heard of nerds, bro? I think nerds are kind of good. I wouldn't say I mean, if I was doing a Halloween candy tier list, nerds are not up there, but like, I'll pour them in. I'll pour them in, bro. Nerds are millennial bomber candy. What does that fucking mean? What does that fucking mean, bro? For real though, for real. No cap, dude. No fucking cap on that. All facts, no printer. Big A, how do you invest in yourself? No bubble there to pop. That's a great question. How do you invest in yourself? Step one is to create, let's say your name is Philip, right? You create Philip coin. Then you hold 98% of the float personally. Take the last 2%, go to your family and friends, get them to buy it for some amount of money, let's say $5. Then you value all the rest of the float at $5 a piece. Declare yourself out of a high net worth. Suddenly you've invested in yourself. You're a multimillionaire, billionaire even. Okay? Then you leverage that into some sort of crypto scam of some sort where you can pump and dump other people. That's what they mean when they say invest in yourself. They don't mean things like, get a gym membership or start reading books or take a class to learn something new or, practice good personal hygiene. That stuff's cringe. That's cringe, dude. Would you rather be Joe Biden or Kendrick Lamar? I'm sorry. One of them is one of the greatest rappers of all time, greatest musical artist of our generation, and the other is Kendrick Lamar. I go Biden every day of the week and I drop fire, baby. No, why would you ever pick Biden in this situation? Kendrick is a young, famous, relatively young, famous music superstar with cred. Biden is like 98 years old, 30% approval rating. Bro, imagine having to write the next Kendrick album. Bro, Kendrick can't imagine that. His fucking release rate is George R.R. Martin-esque. I could fake being Kendrick for fucking a decade before anyone realized anything was wrong. How do I legally commit tax fraud? Can I overpay my bills to get cash back? Just the question, how do I legally commit tax fraud, is very funny. Bit of an oxymoron, right? If you're putting fraud in there, it's not legal. That's if you overpay bills to get cash back, if it's enough cash, they'll report it. So it's still income. So you have to pay taxes on that. That's not going to work for you. But if you don't count it as fraud, if you want to legally commit tax evasion, then you hire a tax lawyer. Do what rich people do. Hire a tax lawyer to push the boundaries on every single thing you're paying taxes on and make a strong argument as to why you don't have to pay it. That's it. Be rich. Can I do that if I make under 20K a year? If you make under 20K a year, you should be paying almost no taxes at all, if not zero. You shouldn't be paying any taxes if you're under 20K a year. You should be a net tax beneficiary. I learned this week that you can deduct mortgage interest on a rental property in Canada. It's kind of fucked up. I think it's in Canada, but also definitely in America. If it's your first time home, if you're a resident of the home, like you're not Airbnb-ing it, you're not renting it out, you're just the resident, there's a lot of tax advantages if it's your actually home you're living in. And we have an insane amount of mortgage fraud in this country. People pretending that they live in houses that they're renting out. It's huge. It is massive. This is a huge problem that will eventually come to light. Is that like there's so many homes, especially in bubble cities like in, Arizona, Florida, Texas, where people are pretending they are residents of homes that they are not residents of so they can rent it out and get tax benefits. Can confirm my friend is currently doing that. Yeah, I mean, this is very common. It's very common. It's pretty bad. My parents dead ass do that, and I had no clue it was illegal. You had no clue it was illegal to lie about being a resident in order to claim taxes that you don't deserve, or claim tax breaks you don't deserve. That's interesting. That's interesting. You knew that they were doing that. And 18 first year paying taxes. What the fuck do I have to do in order to not be giving into it any more bribe money? Supposedly this year the IRS is releasing the brand new tax software, the free tax software. Is that out? IRS free tax software. It's now available for the 2024 filing season. I think maybe it's only in some states or something. But yeah, worth checking out. This is supposed to be the first year they're finally doing it. Article from 3 days ago, IRS free file. Ooh, this could be really cool. If your income is 80K or less, you're eligible to use free file to do a simple return for free. Oh shit. If you're under 80K, you should check this out for sure. Have you heard of negative gearing? It's fucking the Australian real estate market. My only term for gearing is like when you take steroids. So when you say negative gearing, do you mean Australians are not swole enough? And that's why your real estate market is in trouble? Am I circling the truth here? It's like you're a weak country. You can no longer box kangaroos, and so they're forcing you out of your house. It's tragic. That's tragic. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. But if you have any more information, I'm down to learn more. Aussie femboy twinks are taking over. That's crazy. I don't think I've done my taxes fully correctly since I entered grad school. Am I fucked or am I fucked? I mean, odds are you're not fucked if they haven't sent you anything. If they send you something and you don't pay it, you'll get fucked. But the chances of you getting a random late audit are pretty low. You're probably fine, bro. Again, they only audit like 1% of returns or less. Actually, way less. So if you dodged it, you dodged it. But like eventually it can catch up to you, I guess. But you know, if they send you a letter, they'll send you a letter if you haven't paid something. If they think you owe something and you don't pay it, they'll send you a letter. One of my friends from NVIDIA is watching the broadcast right now and just messaged me and said, "Hey, Brandon, you're talking about taxes at the moment. Do you have a recommendation for a good tax person in the Bay Area?" I'm getting chat questions in my Discord, bro, from people I know in real life. To be honest, I'm not sure that I do, because I have a very good tax person in LA, a really smart tax person and tax lawyer. But he's spamming, "Don't use me for content." Too late. I'm using it for content. In the Bay Area, I was pretty clueless, and I used Tax Ninja in a famous story. He was good. He got the job done. Negative gearing. If your investment property doesn't cover the mortgage, you can claim the difference against your income for tax purposes. Okay. That doesn't sound too bad to me, because you're still losing money. What this is describing is like if you have an Airbnb that makes you $500 a month, but you owe $1,000 a month to the bank, then you can write off the $500 difference that you lost. That's fine. You're still losing. I mean, it's still bad for you. It's gonna. That's in the long term, you're gonna go broke. It is a subsidy to landlords. I think, I mean, I see what they're doing, which is like trying to like prevent a real estate collapse in Australia. But guess what? It's got to come sooner or later. Government, all governments know is hot chip, lie, and prop up the fucking current system, bro. All they know is fucking prop up whatever's happening right now. Whoever keeps the current people rich. But you know, that is a band-aid. That is a band-aid solution. If you are renting your property for less than it costs you on your debt, that will catch up to you. And I'm sure there's many Airbnb busts happening right now from people that are having the same problem. This slows it down, I guess, very slightly. If the market crashes, they lose the election, so that's exactly. This is the long and short of it, which is like, it's a hot potato. Nobody wants to have the pain during their tenure because then they lose the next election. It's a real problem. But you need some short-term pain eventual for long-term regrowth. It's almost like, you know, my favorite character, the prisoner from Outer Wilds, where you have to deal with some short-term loss in order to get a long-term rebirth of the galaxy. I've often said that. Atrioc, how are you highlighting chat messages? Do you have an automatic speech recognition running? Yes, exactly. Whenever I say the words that analyzes your chat message, it just pops up. It's automatic. It's the most insane technology of all time. And I coded it myself, if you're asking. Glizzy. Oh my God, it worked. It's called Gliz AI. Atrioc, I'm texting this girl that does OnlyFans, and I just sent her a snap of the stream, and she says she likes your Hitman vids. Thanks for the Riz Big Riz Trioc. No problem. Hey, no problem, buddy. You're in. Atrioc, do you think it's wise to invest in Haitian companies right now? I'll be honest with you, I have no fucking idea. I'm not going to pretend to know a damn thing about fucking Haitian companies or the economy there. I would say probably not. I would say probably not. But again, you know, the only way to make real alpha in the market is to be against consensus. So maybe there's undervalued gems. Someone left a dope explanation of negative gearing and it got drowned out. I thought I answered it. Negative gearing. How do we invest in the credit card defaults? There's got to be a stock that makes money off this. I don't think you, as a long-only investor, which I think you should be, I don't think anyone here should get into shorts. It's pants season. No, I don't think you should be betting on stuff like this, bro. You know, this is... I don't think so. I don't think so. What about jorts? Now we're talking. No, I'm the next gen Michael Burry. Yeah, I think a lot of people think they're the next gen Michael Burry, bro. And the more I've learned about that, the more I am incredibly impressed with his tenacity to stick with, you know, a contrarian bet after everyone in his own fund and the world consistently told him he was wrong. Oh my God, Broad from Holland, thank you from the gifted. Thank you very much. Quarter okay, thank you for the prime. Inexperienced streamer, thank you for the 23 months. Schmeckles, thank you for the 34 months. Pickled Rick Lamar, thank you for the 6 months. What was your message? Pickled Rick Lamar. What if I buy a stock and short it also? I win no matter what. I think you lose no matter what. Like it's very hard to profit at all in that situation, huh? um, yeah, I think it actually just nets out even. You just have to. You're already covered, but at the exact cost you sold for. I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think you can make any money. And then you're paying commission fee. Yeah, you just pay trade fees. Thanks for the insight on paying off my loans fast. A year or two more and I'll be gone. I'll be free. Fuck yeah, dude. Big congrats. It's a fucking sick fucking feeling. When I paid off student loans, man, I felt so good. Just to not have that payment. Just have every loan, any like car loan, whatever. Whenever you pay it off and you don't have that payment every month anymore, it's so sick. To just not have that payment is so sick. Think about how much you could have made if you sports bet it all. Installing DraftKings as we speak. If housing is a bubble, is it better if we just don't buy then? Bro, I can't. No one knows, right? No one knows the exact answer. But you know, I will tell you, I'd probably if I'm giving you my opinion, again, no one knows. No one knows. My opinion is that right now is like a generationally bad time to buy. Like right now, because you're getting the super high prices, but also the super high interest rates. So your monthly payments are massive. Your long-term payment is massive. I mean, they're so expensive and you have a massive interest. It's like a really, and I'm not like the only one saying this. Please do some research, but this is a bad time. Does DraftKings take Klarna? Great question. Great fucking question, bro. Let's find out. We could all get some free parlays. Win now, pay later, they should call it. Oh my God. Dude, why don't they just build Afterpay right into the fucking app, DraftKings, and literally have a win now, pay later option? So you can take out a loan to bet right within the app. That's genius, bro. That's easy fucking money. DraftKings, call me, dude. Win now, pay later. That's so dystopian. Oh my God. And every time you're making, like, you say you put $20 in, right? And you're making a bet. It should have a little button next to your bet where it's like, do you want to triple this bet on margin? Like a glowing green button you could press where they'll just loan you triple your money to try and do a bigger bet. Like I'm already about to bet on the Celtics, but now I can, instead of betting 20, I can bet 60. And then if I lose, that'd be so sick. Yeah, supersize my bet. Holy fucking shit. Supersize my bet. I love that. Do you think online gambling will be the smoking of our generation? No, I think smartphones and social media and short form video is the smoking of our generation. And also actual smoking is Zins and but no, I legitimately think like I think people are going to look back on just how fucking dopamine addicted we are now negatively in the same way that they look back on smoking. I think, I mean, the numbers are so stark on rising depression, reduced school ability, higher rates of distraction. It ruins relationships. People are like less engaged with their partner. All this shit is like directly spiking after 2010 when smartphones got widely adopted and social media. And it's like there's just no way it could be anything else at this point. Happiness has been trending down. It's like I think people are gonna get some social antibodies to it. Oh, you know what I just heard? Hey, guys, Ari has been in Mexico visiting her cousin with her dad, and I heard she just got home. I can hear it right now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go give her a big hug. Let's play a song. Thank you for that. A little break. I want to talk to my wife, and she is playing Balatro. My wife. What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? What do you say to the concept of us as a chat collectively watching a Little House MD? Was anyone down for the idea? Because I feel like I haven't watched it in a minute, and I'd very much like to. And so, what if I zap this shut? House MD, Poggies. And I run a quick ad if I can. Get out of the way. And turn off the lights, and I'm going to change it to a freezer shirt. And then we'll go. Freezer shirt. Thanks for the subs, appreciate it. And get a snack. Go get a snack, get a drink, and we'll watch Little House. If you haven't watched House, it's really fun. It's a wild fucking season, and every episode is independent, really, so you should be fine.
Read maybe 1 or 2 or 3, but there's dozens more he doesn't seem to see. You're sub for 16 months, what do you get? The streamer ignores you with no regret. He keeps on don't know all of me, and I can't cope. I hope he knows I won't be subbing no more. I was watching Big A after my 9 to 5. My sub had expired, so I renewed it live. I subbed for 16 months in a row. The streamer, man, has never noticed me, though. You sub for 16 months, what do you get? The streamer ignores you with no regret. He keeps on don't know all of me, and I can't cope. I hope he knows I won't be subbing no more. I've been subbing to my streamer for over a year, but my name is something I never did hear. He never reads it out whether tier 1 or prime, and every time I think maybe he'll read it this time. You sub for 16 months, and what do you get? The streamer ignores you with no regret. He keeps on don't know all of me, and I can't cope. I hope he knows I won't be subbing no more. If you sub to the streamer, Bayola. You won't read your sub.
What a
He won't even
sweet dog you are. You're the world's sweetest dog. You're so sweet. Everybody knows it. Like, everybody knows that you're the sweetest dog. What a cute diggity, riggity, diggity dog. What's that dog doing? Number 2, no dog money. I would invest in a coin that was like Maya coin, Yule coin. What a sweet pup you are. What are you thinking of? Can you show them that? Can you show the chat your shake? Shake. Shake. It's more of a clutch. More of a clutch, but all right. You're so smart. You're so intelligent. Like, I bet you wouldn't even try to put your loans on sports gambling. Huh. I bet you wouldn't. I bet you would not try to declare bankruptcy to get out of your sports betting loans. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Now my meal is heated up. I'm gonna give you back. I'm gonna give you back to Art, and then we're starting.